Good morning, and thank you very much for joining us. I am Yori Folar, and I hope you had a great weekend. Well, let's kick off the week with, maybe let's have a conversation on Ekiti State, the journey so far. That's because this week will be the first anniversary. I think it's on Wednesday, the 17th. 16th, Wednesday the 16th, and nodding and helping me out there is Mr. Shegun Dikwe. Mr. Dikwe is the SSA to Governor Fayemi on public communications. SSA could mean many things, but is it Senior Special Assistant?
Exactly.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
And I say good morning.
Indeed.
And good morning to everybody out there.
Good morning, and thank you very much for coming on.
It's a happy mood in Ekiti.
It is?
Yes,
okay, we'll come to that. No, let's not get ahead of ourselves, because is everybody in Ekiti happy? That will be the question. Is everybody being paid their salary? That might be the question. Is anybody owed anything? That might be the question. What is it that people are enjoying now? That also could be the question. But in the meantime, let me introduce Dr. Fasi Yusuf, lawyer and communications consultant. Good morning, Fasi.
It's my pleasure to be here.
It's great to have you.
Yeah. And you just mentioned Ekiti State.
Yes.
That's a great cockite.
There you go. That's your interest. The governor. Yes. You and the governor are greater cockites.
Yes.
Meaning that back in the day.
I never knew we were going to discuss that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Back
but all the same, we'll try to do justice.
Exactly. Okay. Now, Mr. Dikwe was in something of a hurry to get into it, and
Yes.
understandably, look, okay. You've come with your own strategy. Okay, let me even give it to you. Everything is rosy in Ekiti State.
Exactly.
What do you mean exactly? What do you mean exactly?
You can see the mood I find myself this morning. It's not too far from that.
Okay. But let's get serious for a bit.
Yes.
Because everywhere in the country, all states of the countries, of the country, we have our challenges. It doesn't matter what the state is. It might not all be the making of whatever administration is in charge, because governance is a continuum. Now, by the time Governor Fayemi's team took over, and his team took over, there had been reports of quote-unquote anguish. Maybe let me put quote-unquote around anguish, because this goes back to salaries being owed. And there was the promise that, look, this backlog of salaries would be robustly confronted once what is referred to as the Fayemi 2.0 administration comes into office. Now, that administration is coming up to the first anniversary. So how well have you been able to do in that regard?
Yes, like I said, as you can see all over me, the mood I represent is the mood in Ekiti today. Mm-hmm. There's no doubt, like you have started with, that there were noticeable void of let-ups that the past government were unable to fill. And that created a lot of anxiety, foul mood, and high expectation when Dr. John Kayode Fayemi took over what we now tag JKF 2.0. But we are assuring you that all these voids are being filled gradually. And the backlog of salaries inclusive. A step has been taken to show that there is intention to pay the backlogs. And I'm going to quote the governor now. He said that the backlogs or the backlog is not a bad debt. And anything that's not a bad debt means it's payable. So I can assure you that these debts, these backlogs are payable. And efforts are geared towards paying them.
Okay.
Yes, if we must start from that mood. I also want to say that so many signs are there that all these voids are going to be filled with time. So far, so good. The money they say shows the day. So far, so good. Within a year, we've had, I'm going to summarize it with in some R's. I'm going to talk about restoration of values. We've had that confirmed.
Okay, we're going to come to that. But,
okay.
But in this particular segment of your offering, I suppose it's a matter that the administration is proud of, that since coming to office, salaries, nobody has been owed salary.
Nobody has been owed salary. Nobody has been owed pensions are being paid, and The other one for the retirees are being paid too.
Okay.
Yes.
Uh,
So
it's
the
just that-
retirees are smiling. Everybody is planning with their resources. People can go into a journal. You can make contributions with the hope that you will get it. You can go into cooperatives. You can plan ahead, and you can have a plan that this is what you want your children to become.
Because they are getting regular salary.
Exactly.
But they are still owed, and you've explained that.
And
look,
it is not a bad debt.
and it isn't a bad debt to the extent that it has not been denied and cancelled.
Exactly.
So it's on the books.
Yes.
You will be paid.
Yes.
But it's just not reasonable for us to pay it now.
At the expense of the regular ones.
That's
Yes.
it. That's it.
Exactly.
So Fasi, so here we are.
And may I mention the 30,000?
You're gonna have plenty of
Okay.
time to go into the. But
can
bring
see
up
that
what's the 30?
Yes,
the 30,000?
you will confirm, or you will affirm that Dr. Fayemi has announced that Ekiti will start paying the 30,000 minimum wage from October. So that shows the good intention, not minding the fact that there are backlogs to pay.
Okay.
Yes, he has announced that.
We'll come back to that because
Yes.
I did read somewhere that Labour was rejecting Dr. Fayemi's negotiation, whatever that meant. But you sort of overridden all of that now.
They weren't rejecting. They just said they will go with the mood of the national labor. That if the national labor calls for strike or whatever, they may have to go ahead with them.
Okay.
So far, the issue is 30,000 minimum wage. And a promise has been made to that effect that commencing from October salary, payment will be made.
That minimum.
So the promise is going to be fulfilled.
Fasi, you rove, you scan the entire political horizon. In Ekiti, we are challenged all over the place. In Ekiti, is there anything out of the ordinary, or would you say it's whatever is the situation in Ekiti in terms of aspirations that are still being yearnings that are yet to be fulfilled? This is in keeping with what's going on around the country?
Well, incidentally, I visited Ekiti some 2 months ago, and I can tell you that the atmosphere was not as rancorous as it was, and that there has been some sanity within the polity and the socio-economic milieu. What I witnessed in the state suggested that some seriousness is in governance there, and that governance is now seen to be a serious business, not Babasala stuff that was experienced either too. And that, Fayemi, yes, because the first time around, they said it was offlandish, they said it was too gregarious for them.
Okay.
And that it was on the other side, and that more of elitist administration. I guess he learned something from that. And he has come down to that level. And I can tell you that at least as a chronicler of events, one of the first things he did was to go to Ikogosi. That was a money spinner for the state before it became moribund. And he was bent, and he's still bent on industrializing the state. And the appellation that state is just a state of professors, to be translated to something more positive, something that can bring food to the table, and the economy can create jobs for the unemployed, and also those that are employed can keep their jobs, and also sustain the environment in every parameter, in every material particular. So to that extent, I can tell you authoritatively that something positive is happening in the Ekiti state.
Thank you. In terms of in terms of achievements, because first of all, opposition says in Ekiti that our governor is a diaspora governor. He's out more than he's in. I have read that I've read Dr. Fayemi at a town hall meeting laughing that off and explaining that I'm not going to sit down here when we're broke and when we need stuff to do and I need money with which to do it, and I'm trying to bring, investment, interest into Ekiti. And as he has put it, from what I read, he's succeeding. But opposition says that he's a diaspora governor.
Yeah, well, I think you have answered the question, actually. We would rather have a governor that goes out there to bring the goodies back home than the one who stays and is even exploiting and despoiling and taking the little that is available in the state. There's no doubt that it's a year of rebirth in Ekiti. I think it was just a continuum from the JKF 1.0, where he went into social investments. He made people his priority. And today now we can talk about redistribution of wealth. The wealth is now leaving the few in government and coming to the people. The people are now enjoying it. For instance, the people get their salaries as at when due, even with the same or lesser resources. And that speaks to something. If the money has not changed in value or volume, yet the life of the people are now changing in value. We also have what we call restoration of values, because now people don't misbehave. They don't behave anyhow. There's no desperation of any sort now. People now trust and they believe that they have relationship with their government. We talk about repositioning the state to the front burner on the nation's economic and social map. You can see now Ekiti is always in the news for all the good reasons, week in, week out now. Contrary to what we had 1 week, one trouble. Oh, what has Ekiti done again? What is happening? There's no such let up again. Everybody is now expecting positive things from their governor, and they trust him.
How bad was it? How bad was it when the Fayemi administration came on board, by which I mean, your governance is inherited from administration to administration?
At the risk of exaggerating, I think it was extremely bad, especially when we talk about the values, reputation. When you hear of Ekiti about a year ago, what comes to you is that, what have they come up with again? What is happening there again? But now you can see the turnaround for good. You can see a repositioning of the state. World Bank has just rated us, giving us for the positive rating in terms of the response to the water project and all that. The Governors Forum has rated us well. The economy is doing well. When I say economy, I mean the local economy. I'm not talking about the national position. But there is concern from a governor that no matter what, my people must get their salaries at the end of the month. And that's why he keeps going about attracting investors, starting investment, attracting people to come and fund some projects in Ekiti State. I think we've not, had it that good in a while. And when you are coming from a 4 years of lean, in quote, to a 4 years of plenty, even 1 year of plenty now, there's enough to show.
Fasi, when governments do these, they do whatever they need to do within the law. And in the case of Ekiti, it's been stated that we don't have the funds to do all that we need to do. There was a recent village square meeting where the governor is sort of interfaced with the people against the backdrop of this whole matter about elitism, alleged elitism. And so he listened to everybody and was assuring them at that particular meeting that all these points that are being made are being taken serious note of and will be captured, indeed will be reflected in the 2020 budget. That's what governments do say. What's your sense of how sincerely the government is taking in Ekiti, given the penchant we have with governors, governments saying what we want to hear just to cross the Rubicon, get into office?
Well, a budget is an expression of intention. And based on certain indices, that is paribus, all things being equal. But we discovered that even in better climes, things may not be the way they've been planned. And therefore, there's always this adjustive mechanism that can make things to work properly, despite the fact that the expectations are not being met. But what you find in the countries, once development is not bottom-driven, it becomes difficult. So when you see a governor going to the people, asking for their needs, or where you do needs assessment, then it becomes we and we. And
We're all in it together.
yes, and they are now translated into budget, hoping that the expectations from Abuja and the internally generated revenue will be as projected. But where they're not coming the way that they envisage, it behoves on government to go back to the people to explain to them that, look, we plan this, we plan that. Can we now prioritize? That because there's a downfall in our revenue, there's downfall in the taxes coming in, or from VAT, or from other sources, or from customs, and what have you.
Okay.
And also internally generated revenue. But then, the government must be seen to be transparent. The government must be seen to be speaking the language of the people. Where the government is speaking the language of the people, it becomes quite easy for the people to understand and appreciate the dynamics of governance. Because things will not really come the way they do.
And
we as individuals too.
Yes.
So if Fayemi is doing it the way you have said, and the way we are seeing, and the way it's, SSA has said, then it's on the right path. It's on the right track.
Okay, one
So-
moment, please. Let me bring in someone in South Africa who's been waiting. Good morning, Abe in Johannesburg.
Good morning, Uncle Yori,
Good morning, sir. Thank you for calling in.
and good morning to the guests in the studio.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello?
Hello, please go ahead.
Hello? Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear?
We're trying to get to that stage. One moment, Abe. Okay. Okay, Abe, go ahead. Okay.
I think we lost him.
Abe, see if you can get in again. Just about when we did get to the stage where we could hear you, the call dropped. See if you can.
So as I was saying, once Fayemi is doing all this, I believe it's on the path of growth, recovery, and indeed turnaround for Ekiti. Because for too long, Ekiti was on the other side of the good news.
Yeah.
And as he said, it's a restoration administration. And he has no reason to fail because he has all the experience, He was there before.
He was there before.
He went to Federal, and with his impeccable credentials, he has no reason to fail. And he cannot afford to disappoint those who re-elected him. And his administration should be a radical departure
From
the past.
Okay. Abe, thank you. You got back in again. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Uncle Yori,
Good morning, sir.
and good morning to the guests in the studio.
Good morning.
The issue of Ekiti, sir, let me say first and foremost, I am proud and I can categorically say I'm proud to be an Ekiti indigenous now. Because the last dispensation, for you to even go and tell people you are from Ekiti, it become a bit shameful. But with what Dr. Carl Fayemi has brought now to Ekiti, we can, say we are proud to be an Ekiti man. And I pray that God will continue to give him strength to do more.
Okay.
Because the last dispensation didn't do us proud at all. Because when you go somewhere, you say you're from Ekiti, they will tell you, oh, you are the son of the governor. There's no such anymore. And the kind of value that has been eroded in Ekiti is coming back to Ekiti again. So we appreciate him for that.
All right.
Nevertheless, I also just want to also advise him that he should please look at more of the inner road in Ekiti, so that people can connect from one community to the other, so that all those farmers who have produce from the farm can also bring it to the center where they can also make money and can also expand the economic scale of Ekiti State. That is my mistake, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. The Ekiti people are coming back to the pride that they feel they have always felt about their beloved state, according to that particular contributor, Abe Jobo.
Yes, yes.
In that connection, actually, I was going to ask, as we come up to the first administration of Fayemi 2.0, so what are those? What have you? What are some landmarks? Because that's the way it goes in PR.
Yes.
You got to have some things ready to show that, look, we've not been twiddling our thumbs. So what are those things?
Thank you. Just like I was itching to raise the last time, I would say that these so-called landmarks or these landmarks can be summarized under several R's. We have the restoration of values. That is very important. Because
What does that mean in particular?
Yes, when you talk about value, Uncle Yori, let me ask you, when we talk of Ekiti today, what comes to your mind? Oh, the people doing positive things. Whereas 4 years ago, when you talk of Ekiti, oh, what is the crisis going on there? What is the furor again? So that alone, it may look insignificant, it may look intangible, but it's very strong. When the way I perceive you is the way I relate with you. And that determines how I want to do business with you, if I want to invest in you.
Would you accept it if I understood that as Ekiti is now being taken seriously?
Very serious.
Is that fairly accurate?
I think it's apt. I think it summarizes it. That is the value.
That's the way.
Yes.
Okay, so that's part of the restoration.
Yes, we are highly dignified now. Ekiti now is somebody, Ekiti man is somebody you want to relate with, you want to believe now. And when you say come to Ekiti, if I say, Uncle Yori, please come to Ekiti, what comes? Oh, I'm going there to see people with good conduct, people who behave. There are not going to be crisis. So when we talk about restoration of value, it's very important. Okay. We no longer do things in a gangster way. We now do things very well and normally. Yes, when we talk
I don't know that there was any gangster anyway.
It was known to the blind, Uncle Yori, and it was even the deaf could hear then that Ekiti.
Okay, let me bring in Mr. Awokpeju in Germany. Good morning, sir.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Good morning, Uncle Yori.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How's everything?
Very well, thank you.
I greet your panel there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm very happy to be a citizen of Ekiti. I'm from Ogoto, Ekiti.
Oh, okay. What's your area of Ekiti? What's your area of Ekiti?
I'm from Ogoto, Ekiti.
Oh, okay.
It's Southwest.
Okay.
Ekiti.
The town of the mats.
So I'm proud to be one of the citizens of Ekiti. And I'm proud of our able governor now, Governor Fayemi.
Were you at home in the administration before Dr. Fayemi's, or were you already in Germany?
I'm at home.
You were home.
I'm at home before a year to Governor Fayoshe. I'm at home before I left for Germany.
Okay. And
so we know the disaster that happened during the last dispensation, and and we are happy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we are happy now that Fayemi is coming to restore the dignity of Ekiti State.
Okay.
We are happy.
All right then.
We now have a governor that we can be proud of. The other time I watched his program, talking to people, what do they need in this local government, what do they need here, what do they need in this town. So I'm happy, and because it's coming nearer to the people now, that is what we want.
Okay. Yes. Thank you very much.
And I think it will be able to make us proud as a citizen of Ekiti State.
Okay. Thank you very much for calling in, Mr. Awokpeju.
If you won't mind, I'll take it from where Sunday Awokweju just stopped. Okay. And that is what we call reformation of the people's mindset. There's now these we feelings. Let's sit down and see how we can do this together. Instead of what does governor have for us again. There's no doubt that anytime Governor Fayemi wants to come up with the budget, he will have to consult or to meet with the people. He was doing it during JKF 1.0, and nobody has come out to say that his town was left out of it. I am from a big but very small town, and I know that Governor Fayemi has never ignored that my so-called big but small town when he is discussing, when he's
communications people come and confuse us. You're saying it's big but small.
Yes, big in mind, big in but small in geographical location.
Relativity.
Relativity. Yes. Yes. And when we talk about reconstruction, you see how some white elephant projects were brought up by the past administration and left and abandoned for Dr. Fayemi's administration to take up. All these projects are now getting good attention. And most of the projects that were left there, they became moribund. You mentioned the Kogosi the other time. Now you can go there. Yes. Oh, Dr. Thank you, did. Dr. Fassi. And if you go there right now, I can tell you that if you want to spend 3 days, you won't mind spending 7 days. And we have our hotel, the State Hotel. If you go there now, you see things happening there. You see the Civic Center. You see a lot of projects. And the roads, the inner roads that the man from South Africa mentioned, they are now getting attention. And when you come to Ekiti now, you see that the right things are being done to the right people and in the right environment.
Okay. I think Tusin has called in from... good morning, Tusin.
How are you? How are you?
Hello, good morning. Thank you for calling in. Go ahead, please.
Okay, I want to contribute to the...
Okay, go ahead. You're on air. Go ahead right now.
Oh. I'm fine. My president, Dikwe.
Thank you very much. Fellow Oscar Bite.
Tusin, we're waiting for you. Tusin, can you hear us? I think there's a problem. He managed to get across to his president. That's a totally different matter. Let's quickly nip off on a break. Don't go anywhere, please. We'll be right back. We'll continue this conversation first at the year of the Fayemi 2.0 administration, as he's referred to. You know what that means. He was there as governor. There was an interval when there was another governor. Now he's back, and so it's referred to as Fayemi 2.0 administration.
Yes, 2.0.
Okay, stay with us, please. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back, and you know we're looking at the situation in Ekiti. Well, not so much the situation as the fact that we're coming up to the first year anniversary of the Fayemi administration, second time around. And yes, you people, you've gone and found this. Well, one of the things that Dr. Kayode Fayemi back in the day was that were charges that were laid at his doorstep was that he was too much of an egghead. He was an academic. He didn't know how it works.
Yeah,
exactly. All of that. And interestingly enough, the people of Ekiti are quite interesting because while he was away at the federal level, being a minister, they fell in love, it would appear, with Fayoshe. Because they said he speaks our language, he knows us, we know him, we chop bolly together, we chop amala together. If it's palm wine, we drink together. Now this is a human being, so they fell in love with him.
I think it was Pyric. It was short-lived. I think
at the end of the day, it's passing ahead because observing, at the end of the day,
at the end of the day, the state was worse for it. Nothing came out of it. What came out was full of negativity.
At the end
And the state suffered tremendously. The state nosedived and the structure collapsed.
and
The state apparatus collapsed.
it did. Well, that is what observers who know anything about it said. But Kawade Fayemi and his team, apparently, from what we're hearing here and have been hearing in the press, were able to pick up the pieces and make something of it. That speaks to...
Not only that, if he's not doing what he's doing now, it means he never remembered anything. And he never learned from history. As a scholar, as somebody, as an historian, and as a diplomat of high repute, he was bound to do all what he's doing now.
Exactly what is...
And I'm not surprised because when I was in Ekiti, I interacted with him. I led a delegation from University of Lagos Alumni Association to see him.
Okay.
And we had fraternal talks, and he was able to lead us into what his plans for Ekiti were and what he's been doing so far.
So he's bounced back.
And yes, and I didn't tell
Ekiti has
him.
bounced back.
He did not accommodate me. Neither did he accommodate the delegation. Others went back that day, but I stayed back in Ekiti because I had friends in Ekiti.
Okay.
I needed to find out, some of my colleagues in advertising, in public relations, in journalism, in the legal profession.
So what's going on here?
Yes,
And it was generally
and I was able
positive.
to take the samples and the opinions of the people. And they were able to confirm to me that the man is doing a yeoman's job.
Okay. Yinka in the UK, good morning, sir, and thank you very much for holding on.
Hello, yeah. Can I contribute to your program?
Yes, sir. Go ahead. Go right ahead, Yinka in the UK.
Okay, yeah. Thank you for having me on the program. Yes, I would like to contribute on that program briefly. I've been appreciating what other callers have said with regard to what the government needs to do, and we appreciate the fact that it has brought the values of Ekiti back on the platform. So, but I wanted to add to that we should take concrete steps in having a good economic recovery plan for that state. I mean, taking consideration of the fact that Ekiti is actually an agrarian state, and it should move to how it can get a good IPR so that it can deliver on most of the promises it made. Particularly, very crucial to that is the issue of the rural roads. There used to be a Ekiti Akoko agricultural development program in the past when I was very young. I think it can resuscitate that so that it can bring that to the table to bring out all the rural areas and agricultural produce, and they can engage in some pilot farming, sponsor youth, where they can maybe organize large-scale farming in some selected areas. That is on one aspect. On the other aspect that is crucial to all is to connect that state to the national grid. Because there's no development that can take place without electricity. As I sit here, I'm working on a project that will bring the authority to develop that state in Nigeria. It's also actually a water park. What my investors were saying that there is no good electricity. I mean, because they cannot, if they are going to factor providing their own electricity, the cost factor is going to significantly increase. So that is where I want the government to use its good office to speak to the federal government so it can deliver good electricity to galvanize the industrial base. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Yinka, for calling in. Now, these fundraising, fund-searching tours of the governor and his team, what are the priorities of what are the priorities in the plan? What's been planned? What does he really need to do that he has seen that the only way is to get out there and get cooperation, get visitors, get people to come and invest. What is Ekiti able to offer anybody to invest? Because they're not going to come because they like the state of it, because the Ikogosi warm springs are warm. They're going to come because they can be a mutual benefit.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think first let me mention, or let me take Yinka's observation further.
Hold it while I bring in caller from Ekiti so that we can put the two together.
Thank you.
Good morning, caller. Thank you very much for calling in.
Yeah, good morning.
Thank you for calling.
Yeah, this caller from Ekiti.
Sure. Go right ahead, please.
Yeah, I can see the program you are having on the screen before they took the light just now.
Okay, what do you want to say?
Yeah, I want to talk about the administration of Dr. John Kayode Fayemi.
Okay.
Yeah, compared to last administration, you will see there is a bunch of experience brought to the governance. You know, compare asking pupils from primary school, secondary school students to pay certain amount of money every time. When this administration got there, he canceled that one. And he even introduced that federal government program, school feeding, to the school. So those are the things. And go to each local government, go to paying WIC for students. You see all those things, and touching each community, asking what they want before you make this budget. That's another thing that you just need to, a government need to take into consideration.
All right, then.
When it's carrying out its activities.
Thank you very much, caller, for calling in. Thank you. Appreciate your call.
Yes, I was going to say that.
Okay.
I was going to say that JKF administration, in response to what Yinka raised the other time,
yes,
is built on 5 pillars, realizing the need for things to get done now, between now and the next 3-4 years. The first is good governance, which is the mother of them all. If you don't have good governance, you can't do anything. Then agriculture, which he mentioned. Agriculture is part of the things that is being marketed to attract investment.
Okay.
Because when you look at us, we are agrarian economy, and he's now saying, no, beyond the planting and reaping, beyond cultivation and bringing produce, we must be able to produce something. We must be able to turn around our agri-produce. We must be able to conserve it. We must be able to make it attractive to investors to come and invest. We must be able to say we can produce juice here. We can do this here. We can do this. Not just getting the raw produce out. We have gone past that. Then he looks at the infrastructure. He knows what the infrastructure are. Some are decay. Some need to even be brought up anew. That area is also focusing in and is attracting investment into that. Then he looks at what we call knowledge economy. I think it's strange to outsiders of those who are not part of house in Ekiti now. But knowledge economy is to tap what we are known for. Ekiti is known for knowledge. So Dr. Fayemi is saying, instead of just taking this knowledge to go and teach and lecture elsewhere, let us create an economy around it so that people can come and invest in it. Then he talks about social investment. I think he's the father of social investment in Nigeria today. I hasten to say that because the idea of this money for the elderly and all these youths getting certain allowances, he introduced it and federal government has borrowed a leaf from there and some other states. So he has returned that also. So when we look at all this together, they are investment attractors. They are things that attract investors. And when you look at what I said, good governance and good conduct, the Omoluabi conduct of Ekiti, and you come there, just like Dr. Fassi has said, the air there is so attractive, it's so inviting.
Dr. Fassi, this knowledge economy thing that was spoken about, I saw that somehow you sort of nodded at that juncture. How substantial, how important?
It is critical. You see, when you talk about knowledge, knowledge is power. With knowledge, you can be able to periscope, analyze, wrap up, make use of the information you've got to improve the society, to improve on the situation. For example, I see Ekiti. as a state of mountains, very rocky. Is it not possible to have quarries all over? Is it not possible to have a cement industry there? Ekiti is known for agriculture. Can we create value chain around all this?
So that we can have finished
The
goods.
plantain, the yam, and all the rest, and export to the world. Not only to Abuja, to Lagos. But, you know, Abuja, a lot of developmental activities are taking place there. Now, federal government is embarking on a lot of construction. So they need products from Ekiti, from the rock there, from the mountain there. So is there any way we can get something like PPP or bring in investors to invest in all these areas? Because I think I get to any part of Ekiti without seeing a mountain.
It's all over.
It's all over.
That's Ekiti.
And with all this, okay, all the vegetables you have in Ekiti, do you know that they eat fresh vegetables?
Okay.
Unlike what we eat in Lagos. So can we create a value chain around them?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Tomatoes, and what have
That's
you?
a special kind of horticulture.
Horticulture,
You know,
exactly.
vegetables and all
So
of
I
those
believe that
perishables.
this is what FIME is doing, and
Okay.
I can only pray that it will succeed, that
Yes.
in another 3 or 4 years, Ekiti will no longer be the same. And Ekiti will no longer be begging for money from the federal government.
Yes.
Okay. Yakub, thank you very much for holding on, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, Jerry. And good morning, Dr. Fati and the other gentlemen.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Yeah, thank you. Jerry, I think Dr. John Kayode Fayemi has learned from his first mistake. That, quote and unquote, being an elite governor. Is it, period to that election, I called to this studio and then I give a word of advice that if you speak the dialect that people know very much, not that because they are not educated, it's people are very well educated people, but they like that their dialect so much. And then it's doing that now. One important thing that I think is doing now is to go to the people, ask them what they need, what they really want in every local government. And then I want to use this opportunity to say that some of our governors, especially in the southwest here, they should emulate thought from Ogun State, from Oyo State down to Lagos State as well. They should emulate thought because in some area we need a village, some area we need a thought like another. And then giving us other things that people does not want in that area, I don't think it's going to amount to anything. Let me give you a typical example. Something that John Kayode Fayemi did when he came second time now. From one of the last caller, one of the callers said that he cancelled some of the payments from school, maybe from primary and secondary school payments. He cancelled it. And then the last administration collected. The same thing happened in Ogun State. In Ogun State, they pay certain amount, primary and secondary school, they pay some amount then. But today, as I'm talking to you, the governor of Ogun State did the same thing as well. He cancelled the 3,400 now before this administration. And then the money, they don't know where the money is going to. And then they're coming, and then he cancelled it totally. So those are the things that I need our governor to do. Yeah, in Lagos State, I want someone to do the same thing as well. Because the last administration did something right. What he did, I mean, he did something right. What he did is that inner roads, he was focused on doing those inner roads. Today in the Kamu area here, there are some streets you will never thought that it should be repaired. But during the last administration, he did it. So someone should do the same thing, and then they should emulate John Kayode Fayemi. So go to the people, come to the people, not politicians. Not politicians, quote and unquote. People know what they want, not politicians that will tell them what they really want to hear. We that we living with locality here, we know what we want. So I give kudos to John Kayode Fayemi. You should keep it up and do the right thing. God bless you.
If I may add,
Sure.
Well, you know, they have done
Commission.
Done commission.
Yes.
But all the governors in the southwest, they meet regularly.
Okay, the DAWN.
Yes.
So
Yes.
the Alliance of Western Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Yes.
You see, they are development focused, and they are bent on reenacting the Awolowo era.
That's it.
And I can tell you authoritatively that in Ogun State today, Dapo Abiodun is also doing a bottom-up approach to budgeting and to development. I remember last week, the Aujale was counseling him that his first priority should be repairs, maintenance of roads. And I just read, was it today or yesterday, the Lagos State governor saying that he's declaring a state of emergency on Lagos roads.
Yeah, on Lagos roads.
So it means they are speaking the same language. And once you have unanimity of purpose and you are development focused, things will improve. It may not be like, I've said it here before, like the former president of USA, Clinton, said that with democracy, things are slow in happening. But without democracy, you cannot have sustainable development. So it may take a while. The harm was already done. But collectively, we can solve the problem.
Okay.
And I can give kudos, therefore, to John Kayode Fayemi because he has started well.
Okay.
We can only pray that he will end up
He will finish
better.
well. Better.
than
Okay.
it started.
Mazi Okorafo, thank you for holding on. Good morning. How is Abia today?
Good morning, Sayori. Good morning, Dr. Isu. Good morning, SSA. I'm
Good
sure
morning.
everything is
Thank
cool
you.
and calm, according to my people say, carry go. Well, first of all, Sayori, let me just congratulate our governor, Ekiti State governor. He's trying. Because 2 days to come, that by Wednesday now, be celebrated. That is a welcome development. At least this is what we normally talk about, the Thanksgiving, because sometimes Nigeria, we are ingratitude is always a problem, but thank God that the governor is coming to at least to thank God. That is gratitude, to give God the glory, at least to survive. It's not an easy thing. Because when you see smoke coming, only God carry you along. So we thank God for that. Now, the issue of salary, at least that pronouncement that 30,000 naira is feasible, at least it's a wake up. That what brings a relief to the civil servant, to everybody that works. As long as you're working in the state there now, at least it's a relief to parents. When you wake up in the morning, you are preparing for at least you have hope that at the end of this October, when you see your last, it's a now the issue now we have to look at it that the government should try as much as possible to make sure that those roads are motorable, because when you produce food, like Dr. Yusuf was just saying about the food in that place, yes. The state is not. At least during that election, we were told that where they have the highest professors in this country. You know what it means? Both professors in the system, professors emeritus, and professors in the it's not easy, because that means education is the paramount important in that state, which is very, very good. It's a government and pay school exam people. It's a way with that. It's also a relief to parents that will engage parents to make sure they send their children to school. Honestly, it's very, very encouraging. Now, what he said, the governor said, I quote and unquote, what do you need or what do you want? It's a town hall meeting that the people grapple to get it, but this one is an open.
Yes.
You, as an individual, like Okrafo, they say, what do you want in Aruchuku? I don't need to feel for my God. I just I want to thank you very much, Happy President.
Indeed. Thank you very much for calling in, Mazi Okorafo.
Yes,
You know what particularly excited me when you were speaking is the whole idea about finished goods, because all this, I liked it when you said that we've gone way past all this matter of shipping out raw materials and then,
being processed abroad,
processed
and
abroad,
being brought back
then
at enormous cost.
Can you imagine? And that's very good news if you say there is thinking along those lines now in Ekiti.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes. For instance, specifically, Promasidor has come to Ekiti. Sorry, I'm not advertising, but there's a partnership now between the company and Ekiti.
Is it a fruits company or a dairy company?
A dairy company.
Or a dairy company.
So they're now coming to Ekiti State to partner with us, get our foods, our raw materials, and we process them for export and to be taken to other parts of the country. Those are the things that are paramount in the agenda, in the focus of Dr. Fayemi this time around. No longer raw materials or whatever. There's going to be processed stuff to be taken or to be sourced from Ekiti State. And when we talk about the inner roads, let me tell you that is of serious concern, and so many organizations have showed their intention to support Ekiti State. Like I said about investment, and the African Development Bank has shown intention, the Ekiti-Ondo road, they want to help us. Even Dangote
Even World Bank.
Yes, World Bank.
I was reading.
Yes.
That,
Yes,
between
all
World
the inner
Bank and
roads.
ADB,
Yes.
But let me quickly bring in Bumi in Ado Ekiti.
The
Good morning.
roads.
Good morning, sir. Is that Bumi in Ado Ekiti? I don't think...
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, Bumi. Go right ahead, quickly, please.
Yes, good. Okay. I want to talk about the administration of Dr. John Kayode Fayemi.
Which aspect of it? Go ahead, quickly.
Talk about linking the rural area to the city. Laying pipe for bore water, as in potable water, throughout the state. Those are the things that people need. Unlike the last administration that's just one man show. And then the number of people that he brought to his government, that's an inclusive government. That's what people want.
Okay.
Not just like one man show.
Okay. Democracy is not a one-man show. Yes. Democracy cannot be a one-man show.
Yes, at all.
Okay.
At all.
Thank you very much for calling in, Bumi. So I guess...
yes, the water project is on. World Bank is handling the water project in Ekiti. I'm happy to inform you that it's almost at a very, very advanced stage, or it's at an advanced stage. Yes, the inner roads, like I said, is being linked now. It's one of the priority projects of the governor. It has been meeting with
because
people.
That will really...
Yes.
You were talking about the economy, you being, almost satisfied.
Assessed.
But the movement of goods and services.
The movement of goods and services.
That's crucial.
Yes,
that's
yes.
crucial.
It's very crucial, and that is at the utmost stage or concern of the government. We are now looking at how to link or how to open up these roads so that vehicles can go there and get these products to town, process it, and get it out of town.
Let me see if I can squeeze in Adisa in Lagos. Good morning, sir. He's not ready. Now, how... Does Adisa want to say something? Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead, please.
Okay. My name is Adisa from Ikorodu.
Okay.
Mr. Yori, we just want to... Hello?
Hello, sir. We can hear you.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Please, Mr. Yori, we want to congratulate Dr. Fayemi. And we want to tell him that he has started very well. And God will help him to end well. Okay. I want to congratulate.
You've done that. Thank you very much for calling in, Mr. Adisa. Appreciate you. Quickly, I just wanted to bring up, governance here. Everybody, you're saying all these nice things and all of that. But is big government going out of style? In other words, how lean is the government in Ekiti?
Yes, in terms of what? In terms of accommodating or involving people to play a particular role?
In terms of the very, very size of government, you guys...
commissioners...
Yeah, how many? 94 commissioners, 300 SSAs, and, all of this.
Let me say that it's statutory and it's mandatory for every local government to have a commissioner in the ESCO.
Okay.
So for that, you cannot do without
You can't downsize
except
anything
you are a violator that you now decide to have 18 commissioners and call the bluff of others.
But at this point... Why is Fasi disagreeing?
Because I don't know. The commissioners have looked through. Are you saying if a state like Kano that has about 44 local governments must have 44 commissioners? No. What the constitution says is that every senatorial district must be represented.
Yes.
And I remember during our own time, in the 90s, when I was a commissioner, we were just 9 commissioners.
Those were the days.
3 representing each senatorial district.
Indeed.
Like my own portfolio now, I was holding 6 6 ministries now. And there was no special assistant, no special advisor.
But now we're in the era of dividends of democracy. We can't extend on that, but we've run out of time. I got to thank you. You explained it from one perspective, but thank you very much, Mr. Segun Dipe.
Thank you very much.
SSA, Senior Special Assistant to Governor Fayemi on Public Communication. And for that, also thanks to Dr. Fasi Yusuf, Communications Consultant, expert, and lawyer.
Thank you very much, even though I was not prepared for this program. But it's always nice to assess a friend.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. Our pleasure. Okay, so that's our program. Please join us tomorrow for a fresh edition. I am Yori Folarin. Bye-bye for now.